Hello YouTube, and today this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a orb. Now this orb is very simple, it's used in my logo, and yeah, we'll get on with it. So create a new canvas and change it to pixels and make it whatever you want. We will make it 1280 by 720, so it's HD. Okay, and 720. Okay, so enter and wait for it to load. Okay, now to create the orb, first you're going to need to select your objects and click on the ellipse tool. Change the color to red or blue, like make sure it's not black. And you'll find this out really simply in a couple of seconds why. So yeah, color, or it's going to be a blue circle. Hold shift to make it a circle and not an oval. Okay, and then what you want to do is duplicate the layer and call this shape 1 copy. Now click Ctrl T to transform the layer and then press Shift and Alt. Now this will resize it to proportion so it still stays a circle, but it will also keep it centered so that it doesn't move out of the position when it does it. Okay, so there we go, and move it to the click OK, and change the colour if you want to, just so we can see the difference, so you know what's happening. So there, there's an obvious difference between the blue and the, but we'll change this one to a grey, and we'll make it sort of a light grey. Yeah. Okay. Now it looks sort of 3D already. You've got like a little bevel there, you've got a circle that fills around it, but double click your blue circle or the centered circle, and click inner glow, and you'll see the white glow. Now click on that and change that to black. Once that's black, click OK, and then change this to normal if it isn't already normal, and you'll see it's made it even darker. Now what you need to do is keep the opacity at 75% right now and increase the size to about 25%, or pixels even, sorry, pixels, 25 pixels, and that just gives it that really cool effect. And yeah, I think that's it. If you want to make it even darker, you can add an inner shadow, make sure it's black, or you could just crank up the opacity on your inner glow, but we'll leave it at 75% right now. And double click shape 1 copy, which is the outer layer for your orb, and this is going to be the trim around it. Click bevel and emboss and go on it, and where it says shading, go to gloss contour, so it's a glossy orb we're making obviously, and click the one that you think looks really nice. The one I normally go with is this one, and you could crank down that size, crank it up depending on what you want it to look like, but yeah, I think that looks good. Obviously change this to a white, and then yeah, so, or you could change it to red or something, but yeah, white will do. Okay, changing that by accident. Yeah, so choose white, and what that does is that gives you the white trim and the grey outline, sort of like my logo. Now, to edit this, you can change the angle in which it's done at. You can deselect global light, it doesn't really make a difference. And depth is what we're going to do. We're going to make that probably about 1,000, and once you've made it 1,000, crank your size down a bit so that you can see where this is, and roughly so you've got it half and half. So yeah, about there. Now that that's done, we'll go to the bevel and emboss, and we'll change the colour of this. Yeah, there we go. Change the colour and change it from screen to normal. That's better. And pretty much you're done, just about. Cranking up the size, cranking down the depth will make it a lot better and more visual. Obviously, normally two colours I go with is a light grey and a dark grey, and that's just for contrast. But yeah, so that's that. And yeah, now we'll get onto the inner part of the circle. So use some text quickly. Okay, so put a text. And then once you've got the text, highlight it, and then change the size of it so it's bigger. And then once you've got that done, now you can edit it. There we go. A, and then crank up the size so it's a bit bigger, and we'll make it roughly, I'd say change it to 250 straight away. Yeah, that's perfect. And change the font type. We will use sample. No. We will use the text font called that. This is Army Condensed, and this is a font that is used a lot by me. I think it's alright. Also, we'll make it a bit longer because it doesn't fit the whole circle, and we kind of want it to. So, yeah. Once you've done that, then you'll move the text, maybe highlight it and change it to a, not a black, but a dark grey. So that's the dark grey done, and now move this on top of both layers. There, and if you want to, you can give it a rotation. So file, edit, transform, scale, or rotate, and then just take it from the side and rotate it. So actually, yeah, we'll rotate it. So scale, and then holding shift, move it to the left. So there you go. And now all we'll do is click apply, and then move the text layer into a decent position, about there. Yeah, that's good. Then select the pixels, first rasterize this layer, so rasterize, and then once you've done that, right click on the here and select pixels, then select the inverse, which is Control Shift I, or you could just go up here and do it, and what that does is that selects the outside of the layer. So when we press delete, clicking on the text layer and pressing delete should get rid of it. Yeah, we need to rasterize it first. Sorry if I'm going fast, I'm trying to keep this in the time limit. Rasterize type, and now click delete, and it will delete the text that's outside of the perimeter for the pixels. So once you've done that, click select and deselect, and then Control D for shortcut. Next, we're going to add the glowy sort of light that goes through outline. Now for this you use an oval, change the colour to white, and create a new layer. Crank the opacity down to 25%. Right, and then make an oval. Right, it doesn't matter how thick it is right now, we can edit that. Edit, transform, and scale. And basically all Control T does, Control and T, is a free transform, so you can do anything. You can scale, you can rotate, you can basically do anything you find in the transform menu. Okay, so maybe make it a bit bigger on the right, a bit bigger on the left. All you're trying to do here is get this really, really equal, and then obviously in the bottom you need to be so it's touching there. And then once you're done with that, click OK. Click off it, and yeah, that's pretty good so far. Next you're going to duplicate this layer, and it's going to be called number 2. It will still be 25%, and edit, free transform or transform, and then scale, and this one will be yeah, like that big, and then obviously you can make it smaller, which we will do because you don't want it extremely big, probably about there, and then OK. And then finally what we do is we make one more, and this is just a final touch. This isn't necessary, as long as we got that too, that's okay, but this is just a extra touch. And then make it slightly smaller, but so that it's still roughly, yeah, there, perfect. And now make it smaller just a bit, maybe drag it down a bit, maybe drag it up, drag this up a bit more, drag this down, and then OK. Now also that looks really good, and it looks a lot like mine. The one thing that's missing is the, as you'll look on mine, you'll see a white circle here, and we're going to do that now. So click all the eyes so that they're hidden layers until you only see the blue one and the outer one, and then go to your brush get a nice sized brush to give you a good overall circle. Click on new layer, put it just above the shape one, and once you think that's it, increase the brush size so you can see it. So yeah, we can see the brush. Choose that one, and we'll choose a color. Red. Okay. Somehow it's still on white. Edit, start backwards. Choose red. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Now just experiment at the side until you feel it's a good size. So yeah, that, and then do it about there. Now what you want to do is rub out all the parts that aren't needed down the sides. Maybe make a rubber a bit bigger. And now that that's almost done, make sure you don't touch the circle. It's really hard to avoid, but yeah. Rubbing it out isn't going to do much. Maybe it'll rub out the circle, but that's about it. So step backwards, do it again. Here we go, and then rub all this out. There. Now this is meant to be white on the inside, so go to your layers and select the color overlay. Make sure it's on normal and choose white 100% opacity. Click OK. OK, and there you go. That's your circle. With your glossy orb. If you take all the hidden layers and put them back visible, you'll see it actually done, and it looks pretty decent. Comment, rate, subscribe to my channel. Keep updated on all the recent videos and the upcomings. Look at my playlist for the tutorial episodes and the series that will be displayed. Thanks for watching, and this is Mr. On Carts. Peace.